Hello and welcome to Reading Caribbean Express News. This is a midweek news with all the updates as to what is happening in the Reading area, the Berkshire area. We cover Oxfordshire and we also cover Basingstoke. So we have news from all these areas and it's a good look. So have a look through the pages and let me know what you think. Email or you can call the number, but the best thing to do is email. Enjoy this week's programme. Hello and welcome to Reading Caribbean Express News. It's really a blessing to be here today and providing you with information and sharing this show with you. Apologies for not being around for the last couple of weeks. Unfortunately, I had flu and I was quite ill with it. It knocked me out for a week. And then just as I'm recovering, I got up and tripped over a hoover and hit the back of my head on my desk. So, I did a bit of acrobatics then. So, that knocked me out. I was a bit concussed for a little while. And okay, I'm back here and so happy to be able to provide you with some good information, good news about events and public notices. So, without ado, wishing everyone a happy birthday. Anybody that has suffered a loss over the last week or so within our community, I haven't heard nothing. The word by mouth system isn't working. So when it does work, we know exactly what is going on and what's happened within our community. So don't ever stop talking to each other and communicating. But in the meanwhile, I would like to be able to share with you the best way that you're able to contact me at any time. Let's have a look. I'm hoping I'm going to get this one right. So ideally, is it coming up? We're going to the page now. So we're gonna, okay, I'll do it again. Yeah, I'm learning, I'm doing, and it's working. And so therefore, okay, so what I'd like to do is share with you where you can send your news to me, and that would be on the Reading Caribbean Express News website. Now you can contact me either by Reading Caribbean Express News on the email, phoning me. You have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have Twitter, and you have YouTube. And the best way I would say is send me a message this way, or if not, pop that little box and up comes this little chat. You can either say, Yvonne, ring me, or Yvonne, don't forget. But that is an instant that will come to me as soon as possible. And there has been new developments now. So this is a page that you would be able to subscribe and join Reading Caribbean Express News. You can also, when you've joined, you can pop over to the news board to find up-to-date news. And you can also, the YouTube program can also be found here as we celebrate our 10th year. So yeah, December 2013, I started. And here we are in April 2023. And my goodness, a lot has happened within that 10 years. Prior to when I started, when I was looking for research within the within the internet, I couldn't find anything before a certain year from our community, which was quite sad because, you know, I was looking to include certain things, but yes, you had Central Club. They were very busy within that time. So prior to that time, so they were very busy at that time. But because of no Central Club, the communication, if you like, is broken down within our community, and we need to bring that back. There's advertising plans, which if you're looking to start advertising your business, Reading Caribbean Express offers for £35, you can share your business card throughout the whole of our platforms. And with that included in the price is a 15-minute consultation where we can talk through where you'd like your business to go. Okay. As I said, the £3 subscription, it starts as from in April, and there is a free trial of 7 days. So if you join, you don't like it, then you can always come back out of it, or you don't think that it's value for money, then you can come back out of it. But we do reserve all of this for the news that comes straight into the blog, which will go straight into your mailbox. Any exclusive reports, you're here first. So, you know, it is a good thing to subscribe. And as well as a business, we also have the bronze plan, which that steps up. That gives you a bigger advertising platform, if you like, where you're able to present your work in a lot more larger form, if you like. And that will also include a 15-minute consultation. So, yeah, join those two. And at the moment, we are going to be putting up a donations. And if you want to sponsor us also, there's that availability that will be coming to you. So, and as I said, contact us on here and here, and feedback is always good. I do like to hear what people are thinking about the newspaper. And Reading Caribbean Express News believes Black history is made every day, because every day I receive information from our community that shows me that the history is changing all the time. This is grassroots. It started off as one youth club. They now have 3 or 4 across the whole of Reading. So please support them. If you say that you can't do anything to support, share their posts, try and get involved. Let your children, your grandchildren know that this group is available, because they are doing great things for our young people in the community. And I can't express that more than I do. And I regard them so highly. These are guys, local guys. They do make me laugh, because I do approach our community. Some now will say, oh, you're the newspaper lady, which is really nice. It's nice to be recognised for the good, for the recognition within our community. And these 3 lads, I did a cost, if you like. And as you can see, they make 3 great looking models for my picture. So that was perfect. Here we have another lady, a lady who I've grown up with. I've known her for years. And I think we actually went to the same school. I'm not sure. But anyway, here she is at the Black Lives Matter. And I managed to get an absolutely awesome picture of her and her daughters. This is history. It shows our community. It shows that she, you know, took her children somewhere to show them about what happens in our community and how our community works, if you like. But for the young people on that march, I have to say, I'm so proud of them. They went to the march, they came back, and they were peaceful. And you wouldn't have even known a protest had taken place. There's more of that on the YouTube. But I've been working with the best, and I'm thanking you guys for your support. ACRE received an award from them. They have meetings on Wednesday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Give Back Reading. They do all sorts of different events, but their main one at the moment is the Reading Football Club with their youths, if you like. They have the Give Back FC. They were semi-finals, and they won it last year, so they reluctantly gave the cup back again this year. But you know what? We need to get out there on the sides, the ground lines, and you know, guys, get out there and start supporting them. You know what I mean? If you know, if you're stuck at home and you're thinking, oh, what can I do? Go and support the young people as they play football. It gives them such encouragement to win. And then we have the Jamaican Society group and friends who meet up every second Saturday of the month. And that's usually between 3 and 5. And that's in a church in Tylehurst. If you have a look on the calendar, more information will be about that. But they generally have a really great time. The same as the Reading Luncheon Golders group, Reading Golders Luncheon group. I do apologise. They again, I've seen this group strive and strive over the period of time that I've been watching them, and they meet every Tuesday between 10:30 and 3 p.m. at the Wesley Church in Reading. More details on the calendar. And Reading Windrush Alliance, they've been going quite strong. Last year they done quite a good amount of events, and they also were in places where they could highlight and help people to claim their compensation from the Reading Windrush. Again, 75 years is being celebrated with the Windrush, and so Reading Windrush will be out there, and please look for their adverts and what is happening, because their events are really good. And if you see a play come up, grab the ticket, because it sold out very, very quickly. Grassroots, I've spoken about Grassroots, and you met them. They're the group that have so many groups happening within the community. They need your help. If you can't support, send them money or share their adverts so that other children will be able to know about what is happening in their community. Ready Walkers, yeah, you've got to keep fit. Every Thursday at the Palmer Park from 10 till 12. You'll meet Errol Masters and Darnell and the group. They always walk. They have a lovely time, walk and chat and walk. And it's always very positive conversation, if you like. So please go and support them and look after your own health. And we have detailed events. This was the group that put on the International Women's Day. It was a fantastic day, fantastic turnout, and I'm looking forward to more of the events that are following with the International Women's Day. So yeah, keep an eye on what's going on. But this is what's happening in your community. And as I said, we're strong. We're really strong, and we need to be supporting each other. So that's that. Now, in this week's show, I'm going to be speaking. You're going to hear the interview between myself and Aisha and Louise. Aisha is a midwife from, she's more than that, but she's a midwife from the RBH hospital in Reading. And Louise is chairperson from the Maternity Voices. Now, she was at that time, so her role may have changed, and she may be working in another section, but still with Maternity Voices. Now, this interview was in 2021. And so it was very important then, it was very relevant. So I was very sad to hear that the news, the national news, are now jumping on board and talking about Black mothers and Black babies and the statistics that are behind it. And I wouldn't like to say failings. What I am going to say, and I'm going to speak positively, is the interview was talking about pregnancy, your pregnancy, and the aftercare. Now, we've gone through the COVID. It was very bad times. I know a lot of young people are suffering with mental health issues. And if you're pregnant and carrying and worrying about your baby, then you're not in a good place. You need to listen to this interview, and I'm sure it will be able to help you. So that's that. And at the end of the program, there will be some music from our local community and their music that they're putting out there. And yeah, I ain't saying anything else. All I'm going to say is enjoy this week's show, and feedback's always good, and you know the ways that you can contact me. So for now, until the next show, have a blessed weekend. And as my dad would say, if you can't be good, be careful. Or as my partner says, the sun shines on the righteous. This is Yvonne Yu, signing out. About mothers, births, and babies. And I'd like to introduce to you Akeisha and Louise. I don't know which one wants to start first. I'll start with you, Louise, then. Okay, we'll give you a breather for a moment, Akeisha. Okay, Louise?
Thank you so much, and thank you for having us. We're so pleased to be here, and hello to everybody. So my name's Louise Morris. I'm not a health professional, but I work for Reading Maternity Voices. I'm vice chair there, and I've been working with them since September last year. And I've been brought in to help gather feedback from women in our communities about their maternity care. So I'm really passionate about women. I'm passionate about everything a woman does, but I'm also passionate about equality in care and making sure that every woman in our community in Reading and, you know, the areas the Royal Berkshire Hospital serves get great care in their maternity journey, as it were. Okay. So yes, that's a bit about me.
Okay, that's lovely. Thank you for that background there, Louise. And moving on to Akeisha, who is the NHS. So let's have, an introductory from yourself, please, Akeisha.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all well. Thanks, Yvonne, for having us on this platform to share the work that we're doing currently at the Royal Berkshire Hospital. So my name's Akeisha, and my background basically is I used to be in the military, and then I had my daughters and thought I want to get into a profession that mirrors what I used to do, not necessarily what I used to do, but have that same team spirit that I found in the military. And my midwives were fantastic. So I thought, why not go into midwifery? So I've been a midwife for about 7 years now. And I've recently taken on the role of the practice development midwife. And within my role in the hospital, I do a lot of training and education with obstetricians, with midwives, and with our support workers. And quite recently, I've become heavily involved in looking at how we can improve care for women from Black, Asian, and mixed heritage backgrounds within maternity. I'm very passionate about this. I'm very passionate about improving care for women and for all of our service users, really. And this platform is a great one that I can use, and Louise and myself can use to find out from women, what their experiences are and what we can do as a service to make it better for them.
Okay, that's perfect, Akeisha. What I will say to our listeners is Akeisha and I linked about a year ago, and it's funny that I thought to myself, let me reach out to Akeisha, because I just felt that this was the moment, if you like. And funny enough, Akeisha was looking to reach out to me, so we're on the right path. And we've got
Absolutely.
Louise, and we have Louise who is helping us as well. So, with finding out more information about this issue that is affecting women, their births and their babies. Akeisha, would you like to fill us in more about what is actually happening within this area, and how we can help?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. And Yvonne rightly pointed out we met a year ago, and I suppose how it all happened, or how it all came about, was just at the very, very height of the pandemic. It became very apparent the disproportionate effect that COVID was having on your Black and Asian population. And because it was a very new virus, we didn't know the effect that it would have on pregnant women. And of course, we wanted to protect all of our population, but also our very most vulnerable. And we have this body called the UK Obstetric Surveillance System. And what they do is a lot of research around obstetric complications, I suppose. And they did some research into how COVID was affecting pregnant women. And what they discovered was that a higher percentage of women, so Black and Asian women, were being negatively impacted by COVID. So I think the ratio was I think it was 55 to 56% of Black and Asian women were hospitalized with COVID. And that's compared to, I think, around 45% of white British women. On the backdrop of that as well, we had the Embrace report, which showed that Black women were 5 times more likely to have a poor outcome in pregnancy. And Asian women were 3 times more likely, when compared to white British women, to also have a poor outcome in their pregnancy and the perinatal period. So I was approached to do some work around that, mainly around COVID and how we can support women in our community to sort of find out, what we're doing and how we can support them. And I sort of started reaching out to different agencies, and that's how you and I met a year ago,
yeah,
on Zoom, sharing the work that Louise and I had started.
yeah.
That's how we came about.
About together, yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's a year in, and there has been talk about the very same subject about a month or so ago. But I thought it would, I don't know, I just felt that there would be a continuance of this. And it seems to have been, this is news today, and you didn't hear
Yes.
nothing more of it. And I felt that by us working together, we can help each other. Louise, in your capacity, in the way that you work, and I'm guessing you're taking the advice from Akeisha as we go along, because you're on the front line and you know best how we can help you, Akeisha. So
Yeah.
we're at your mercy, my dear. You know, we want to help. We want to help all women out there, and it's good that we're able to have this platform where we can discuss this and make it a big thing for the women in Reading, so that we work together
Yes.
to get this thing sorted out. We need to get the issue sorted out, you know.
We do. I love hearing you say about working together, because that's exactly what Akeisha and I want. We just want our community to come together, and we want to hear from women. That's a big part of our work. We want to hear from women. We want to hear of, you know, experiences of birth and pregnancy and the weeks after, and hear people's stories, and you know, good or bad. You know, we know that everything doesn't go as well as it could, and we want to hear that. And I think when we've got those stories, that's when change can start to happen. And I think that change is needed. We can always improve. So yes.
Yeah, yeah, and there was
Absolutely.
a point that you stated going back about the importance of women feeling comfortable and being able to be relaxed in order to give birth, which was,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, so important. I mean, I was terrible. They offered me the gas in there, I had the gas there. They offered me the needle, I had the needle. They offered me epidural, I had the lot. And I just think, when I look back, that first pregnancy was so up in the air that the second time, with my mum's advice, she said, don't have any of those things. And we rode it through. And I did, just at the point where it got a bit unbearable, then I had the gas and air. But by far, it was a totally different pregnancy. So no pregnancy is the same. But I
Yes.
understand that the trauma of all of that needs to be down now. We're living in a different era now.
I think
Keisha.
women are so vulnerable, aren't they, when they are, you know, pregnant and giving birth, and you don't necessarily know what to expect. And I think trauma is what we want to avoid, isn't it?
Yeah.
We
That's
want
right.
people to be empowered and feel like they've had a good outcome.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Yvonne, you mentioned how different your first experience was to your second. I don't know if that's because you were a lot more aware of what your options were.
Wow. Hmm.
Um, and you know, a lot of what we've experienced as midwife is sometimes women don't really know what their options are. And the fact that, or sort of like the impact for Black and Asian mixed heritage women, it's multifactorial,
Hmm.
and it's not just one thing. And as an organization, I think we need to find out, what is it, where do our disparities lie, and how can we make it different for women in Reading, and how can
Yes.
we make our maternity services safe for women. So we almost need to look back as ourselves as an organization. You know, are we offering women enough information in their own language so that they can make an informed decision? But we can't do that without knowing what it is that we're doing wrong, or if we are doing anything wrong. And we
Yeah.
need to get that feedback from women as to, you know, what it
Yes.
is are we doing as a service, and how can we
Yes.
make it better for you.
Yes.
I think
Oh,
for myself, Akeisha, the second birth, because I had the advice from my mum, who was a nurse, and she'd had 6 children, she was able to settle me a bit more, and I was
Yes,
able to go through. But that was a personal, um, uh, that's what happened to me. But I can understand what you're saying, Akeisha. There are women that they don't understand, and they need to understand from whichever way that we can make it right for them. That's how we need to be able to do that.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So the question is, what do you want from us in Reading, and how can we help you? Akeisha.
Louise, can I ask you to answer that question first?
you
Because Louise and I have
can.
done so much work around this.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we need our community to engage. And that's not necessarily an easy thing because people need to give their time. We've just released a survey on our Reading Maternity Voices Facebook page. And that survey is aimed at Black, Asian and other minority ethnic women. And we want their feedback. So we want feedback on their journeys, their birth journeys, their pregnancy, the period after. And we want to hear about that care. And I think once we start to build a picture of the experiences of women, that's when we can find themes and drive change. And you know, as soon as we're in that position, that's when we're going to see differences. I mean, Reading Maternity Voices have been around a while, and we kind of say nothing about us without us. So we need our community, as it were. I think a really good thing as well would be to have some representatives from our different communities as part of our parent reps. So Reading Maternity Voices work with parent representatives from the community, and they work with me as vice chair and Emma as our chair to gather feedback in the community. And if we have Black and Asian women kind of within those groups, I think that we would get better feedback right from the beginning. So I think I've probably got a bit of a shout out to give. And you know, if you are somebody,
that's okay.
If you are somebody who's interested in joining us, please get in contact. We really want to hear from you. We want women who've given birth recently and have young children, because you know your viewpoints matter, and there's no better way to get it across than working in the way that Maternity Voices work. And we're so fortunate that we have such a good relationship with the RBH, the Royal Berkshire Hospital. So that's my little shout out.
That's okay, Louise. I'm going to ask you to shout out a little bit more in a moment. But what I was going to say was I've actually printed off the survey, and it's the word survey appears to be big, so you expect it's loads of questions. In actual fact, the survey is only 2 pages, and I've read through. They're very easy questions, but it concerns you. It concerns anyone that you know that is having a baby. It concerns them. Now, I'm going to ask Louise to plug your email address and how people can contact you, Louise.
Yes, I can certainly do that. So Reading Maternity Voices have a Facebook page. It's very active, and actually all the issues aside that we're discussing, it's really informative. So it's got all of the hospital updates on there. So it's really good for pregnant women in our community as like a resource. So we've recently had a change in visiting hours at the hospital on the postnatal wards, and that's all updated there first. So it is a really good thing to kind of look at and like if you are pregnant in our community.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you our website. We tend to use our Facebook page a lot more than the website, but I'm going to give you the website because that's our official, and it's www.readingmaternityvoices.org.uk. If you search Reading Maternity Voices on Facebook, you'll find us. And the other thing I probably need to give you, it's all on there, but email addresses. So we're also happy to listen to individual birth stories. We've got all these surveys out there. So we have the survey Yvonne talked about, but we've also got our usual survey that we use that's on our website and on our Facebook page. But we're happy to listen to individual feedback. When things start to open again, I'm happy to come into community groups and sit and have a coffee with people and meet some lovely babies and hear all about people's stories. So yes, so hopefully that's the contact details you kind of need.
Yeah, thank you, Louise. And also that information will be on the website, on the Reading Caribbean Express News website. You can find that information after the show. That will be loaded up for you. And Akeisha, I mean, is there anything else that you would like to add to what Louise has just said?
I think when you asked me this question, Yvonne, you said, what would I like to see services look like? And I had to really think about, what would my ideal maternity service look like for women from Black, Asian, and mixed heritage background. And I think for me, it was around just rebuilding that trust within the community. I know a long time ago, and certainly what you described as well, you had such a close relationship with your GP and your GP coming out to seeing you at home. And I think we've kind of gone away from that very close continuity of care where you knew your midwife, you knew your named midwife, and you had that midwife throughout your pregnancy journey. And I would really like to see that again and building that trust within the community. And it's about getting ourselves out there. I think we're kind of behind the hospital walls, and we need to be out engaging as professionals, I suppose, out engaging with our women and saying, look, hey, this is where we are, this is who we are. Please, come see us, engage with us, and we want to engage with you and just share what we're doing as a service with everyone.
And I think continuity of care is a real priority, isn't it, Akeisha? Because I think we all know that if you have this continuity of care, that actually your outcomes as an individual are so much better.
Yes.
And to build to that would be amazing.
Yeah. And also I feel that when a midwife or, visits a mother in their own home, the mother is often more relaxed because she's on her own grounds. And then I feel that she's able to talk more calmly about what is going on around her. The midwife actually sees the environment that she's in and is able to help her further. So there's a lot of roles to a midwife going out for the care of that child and the mother.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there.
I think she was a midwife in a previous life.
Do you know, Yvonne, that is precisely the reason I had home births with my 3 children. So I had all my 3 children at home, and I was really fortunate enough to actually get some of that continuity of care, because with the introduction of the home birth team in Reading, which are doing amazing things, it meant I saw the same midwife. And the midwives I saw actually were there when I gave birth, which was, I would just describe, my births as amazing experiences, and I want all women to be able to say the same.
Feel comfortable in their own skin within their own home.
Yes, whether that's at home or hospital, or wherever women choose, wherever they choose to birth their babies. Just to have those positive experiences, it makes such a difference.
Yeah, well, ladies, I feel that we've packed quite a lot into this program here. With I'm sure my listeners are certainly armed with more insight as to how the midwifery is working within the NHS. And the fact that they can go to the Facebook page, which is Maternity.
It's Reading Maternity Voices.
Thank you. And have a look in on that Facebook page and find out information that's going to be updated all the time. Can I ask, can you find the survey on there?
It is. Yeah, it's on there ready. Yeah, it's on there ready. So yes, please go on and take a look at that.
Okay, that's good. And I'll have it on our website, and it'll be shared so that we can get this message out to the ladies of Reading. So any last words from you, Louise?
I think I want to do my shout out again, if that's all right, Yvonne.
You're all right, girl. Go for it.
So if you are a lady in our community, we would love to hear from you. We need parent reps to be part of our team. So anyone who's had a baby recently, has young children, and someone who's passionate about women and wants to kind of make sure that the care they're getting is equal, we want to hear from you. You don't have to commit to anything, but I'm happy to speak. And yes, that's my second shout out. So hopefully everyone's got that loud and clear.
Oh, bless you, Louise. Thank you very much for that. And Akeisha, what have what is the message that you would like to leave with our ladies today?
Just stay safe and remember to contact your midwife if you are worried about your health or your baby's health. We often have women say, we don't want to trouble you. We know you're really busy. And what I would say to that is, no, please contact us. We are here for you.
It doesn't matter how busy, you want to hear from them.
Absolutely.
Ladies, it's been certainly enlightening finding out the information that I've learnt today. And I know that it will certainly be an asset to somebody, you know, it will help somebody in the community. And the fact that you've given all this information out, our listeners, we ask you that you share that information so that these ladies can continue the good work that they're doing. Thank you, Louise, and thank you, Akeisha. Thank you for coming to the show today.
Thank you for having us, Yvonne.
Thanks a lot.
This is Yvonne New, and I'm with Natasha. Hello. And she's from Reading Maternity Voices, and also the Feeding Your Baby. I think I got it in, didn't I?
Yeah. So I'm one of the midwives from the Royal Berkshire Hospital in Reading. So I'm kind of here with both hats on today, so offering support for any service users in the community that want to give us any feedback through our Maternity Voices partnership. And I'm also one of the lead midwives at the hospital for trying to reduce health inequalities in maternity care, particularly for those from backgrounds that are more likely to have poorer outcomes. So, for example, those from Black and Asian minorities. Sadly, those from Black backgrounds are 4 times more likely to die in childbirth in the UK, and those from Asian and other mixed ethnicity groups are equally 2 to 3 times more likely to have poor maternity outcomes, and those from deprived backgrounds. So we're trying to work as hard as we can to reduce those health inequalities, and as much as they're the statistics we know about, particularly for those that are sadly losing their lives through maternity care in this country, we also know that there are a lot more underreported things that are still going not quite as well. The systemic issues around health inequalities across the board, but we're trying to do our best with whatever we can in maternity. So that's why coming out to these community groups, meeting the community, starting to work out what does this community need from us as much as what we need to do for them, so then we can start to work more collaboratively to address those issues.
Yeah, and it's highlighting the area of maternity, and it's a whole package.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it doesn't come in, as you said, like you are worried about the ethnic side, because this is where I did do a little bit of research, and there has been the statistics for that area are not very good, so they need to be risen a little bit more.
Absolutely, they need to be more represented in our workforce. It's everything, but one of the things we can do to help address those health inequalities is to, like I say, come and meet the people that we're trying to make the care better for. It's pointless us all sitting in an office going, we think this is right, we think that's right. It's actually better if we start to hear those voices from all of those communities that are potentially suffering the most from this health inequality, to equally build trust between services and them, and for us to make sure we're tailoring our services to meet their needs.
Okay, thank you so much, Natasha. If they don't know about Reading Maternity Voices, they now do.
Oh, brilliant, yes. And obviously everything we're otherwise doing in maternity care. So, you know, if you're pregnant or just had a baby or thinking about having a baby soon, you know, you can always access our support at any time.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much now.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Greetings everyone, it's Seven from London and I'm coming back with another Wake Your Ass Up video. Now what you see behind me today, and I'll move out of the way, is today's Daily Mail newspaper in the UK. The front page says, "So which genius thought it was a good idea to terrify the whole country at 3 p.m. on Sunday?" Now let's also key in that on Sunday there is also the London Marathon, and as you know there is a coronation that is coming into play. So these events usually are what is used as a backdrop in order to kick off a false flag. Now I'm saying categorically, if there are any fires or explosions in London, particularly where the deadly devices have been placed, and that's East London, Hoxton, Old Street, Shoreditch, Dalston, Kingsland Road, Upper Clapton, basically the entire East London area. If there are any fires or explosions in Brixton, particularly in front of Brixton train station, also in Brixton Hill and various areas of South London. If there are any fires in West London, Central London, the Golbon Road area, Notting Hill area, Portobello Road area, North London, Finsbury Park, Seven Sisters, Tottenham. If there are any fires in those areas where we know they have put deadly devices, it is categorically the UK crime syndicate that I have been flagging up in the Farrell report. Sorry about the dark shade of the picture, it's just the way I took the photograph. So please people, get this video out. Let people be aware that the emergency alert system comes into place on Sunday, this Sunday coming, the 23rd, 2023. Turn off your emergency alerts because we do not know what kind of software they're going to put on your phone. Make sure they're turned off. Go into your settings, go to advanced and turn off your emergency alerts. Please follow me for regular updates. There's a lot of attempts against my life because I'm informing you of what's really going on in the UK, and as far as this false flag business is concerned. This is all to usher in the 15 minutes diabolical slavery prison planet cities.